to make a loft. Just as an example, I've created an ellipse and two circles that are sort of floating in space. When you use the Loft command, what you would do is type in Loft, and in the order that you'd like this form to be made, you pick the objects that would be part of the loft, and the command generates a three-dimensional form using those cross sections. Now for the example exercise, what we'll be doing is creating what's called a stringer, and it's the structure that wraps around the edges of a stair. If you have a straight run stair, it's the sort of end of the stair that supports all the treads. But since this is curved, we'll use the Loft function to do this. So what we'll do is create rectangular profiles at each edge of the treads, and then with the Loft, we'll connect them into a single form. All right, now to make the rectangle, what you're going to need to do is first establish a relationship of the UCS, the user coordinate system, so it aligns with this edge. I'm going to type in UCS, and I'll use the face option and click on the face of the tread. Notice how the UCS has changed. Now to make this rectangular profile, I need to have the X and Y oriented the same way as the face of this tread, but as you can see it's not. So if I made a rectangle here, it would be at 90 degrees to what it needs to be. So what I need to do is take this UCS and reconfigure it so it has the proper relationship. I'm going to rotate it about the Y-axis. So what I do is type in UCS, Y for Y-axis, and then I go with the default 90 degrees. Okay, and if you notice, now it has the proper orientation for me to make a rectangle. Alright, so I'll make a rectangle. I'll snap to this point on the nosing. Okay, my rectangle is going to be oriented like this. I need to input negative 0.75. That'll be the width of it, comma, negative 10. And that's the proper way to sort of orient these rectangles. Basically, what you would do is repeat that all the way up. And you could use the polar array to make copies of these and then move them into position, or you could go along and reset your UCS to the face of each tread and construct these. Either way, we need to have one of these located at each of the treads. So as you can see, I've completed all of the rectangles at the edges of the stringers, or at the edges of the treads. Also, you might want to make a different layer with a unique color, just so you can easily identify the objects that you've drawn. And you can also put other things on other layers and turn them off just for the purposes of clarifying and making it more visible. Now we can use the Loft command to form the stringer. Type in Loft and begin to select each one of the rectangles in order as they ascend the stair. If you need to sort of spin around the stair as you draw, I recommend using the Orbit tool. But you want to stay within the command as you do this. So as you can see, it sort of helps to have a unique color for the stringer. Makes it a little easier to pick the objects. Almost at the top. Okay, there it's to the top of the stair. Now keep in mind that you need to press Enter at the end and it will complete the function, the operation. And here you can see it in the conceptual visual style. It should look something like that.